Well, good morning. We are back at Catherine, back at the same farm stay, Catherine farm stay that we did on the way up to Darwin. So we just liked it here, so we've come back. We were only supposed to be here last night and tonight, and then we're moving on to Kununurra over in WA, and we had a barbecue boat booked for Monday. We ran into some dramas. So when we left Litchfield yesterday, we only drove about 20 k's from camp and my battery light came on, which is usually a telltale sign that the alternator's dying or has died. I knew there was a risk with how low they are on the car that they suck up some muddy water or some slurry or something and they stop working when we did the OTT, but that was, you know, a month and a half ago, so don't know whether it's taken that long to cause any damage. I suspect it's just from working hard in the really hot days we've had, charging a second battery, running the caravan as well, and the car does have just a touch over 300,000 k's on it now, so it's probably due for an alternator regardless. But yeah, we drove, and the problem with these new electronic cars is that if they don't have voltage, they don't work, they just turn off. So we're pretty worried. We're in the middle of Litchfield National Park where there was no service, and we were on a time frame just to drive as far as we could get until we ran out of voltage. We were trying to get to a town that had some service just so we could organise a tow truck or whatever we had to do. Got to Adelaide River, and for whatever reason the battery light went off and the voltage came back up on my voltmeter on the car, back up around 14, so it was charging again. Thought we were in the clear for a little bit. Stopped at Adelaide River, had lunch, got back in the car, straight away the light came back on, and it was, we basically drove straight from Adelaide River to Catherine with the voltage dropping more and more. By the time we got to camp, it was actually that low that it wouldn't work my reverse camera for the car. It was cutting out. The car had check engine lights coming on, low voltage issues. Just got the van parked up, pulled the car over, and it basically shut down. So yeah, could have been worse. We could have been in the middle of Litchfield National Park, but now we have a car that doesn't work and we can't drive. We don't have any groceries.
No, we do need groceries. We're really limited. Well, we've really got nothing.
We've got nothing. We were supposed to do a grocery shop on the way to camp, but that got put out the window when we had to drive straight to camp and feed our dying car.
Our dinner last night was Dino nuggets and party pies.
Yeah, but don't knock that though. That was alright.
We have no food.
Yeah, so I've had a quick ring around. Repco has an alternator in stock. Got to try and work out how I can get into town to get it, but they have one. Probably going to have to taxi that, maybe. Ring around all the mechanics. Toyota in Catherine basically said they could do it on the 20th of October, which is about 23 days away, so that's not an option. As I said, we do have a barbecue boat booked for Monday. Supposed to be leaving tomorrow, so the best I've got so far is Tyre Power and Catherine said they could do it on Monday, so today's Friday. That means we then miss our barbecue boat, which isn't the end of the world, but it is a 50% loss of cost on that one. So if you cancel within 2 weeks of it, so we booked within 2 weeks anyway, but if we cancel it we lose 50%, which is about 150 bucks. So really wanted to try and avoid that. So the decision I have now is, do I try and change this alternator myself in the dirt in the caravan park to keep us on the road? Best case scenario, I get that done and we move on and everything's fine. Worst case scenario is I've had a quick call with a couple of mates who are Toyota mechanics, and they're saying it is an absolute bitch of a job. Just the bolts, there's only 5 bolts to get the thing off, but they're in a prick of a spot. You need to take off your driver's side wheel, jack the car, take the splash guards out, and then there is one bolt in particular you have to take intercooler piping off for, loosen the intercooler, get someone to hold up on it so you can get in there. You can only get to the bolt with a 1/4 inch socket set, which I don't have. That's only, you know, I'm on the road, I've only got limited tools. My socket set's a 1/2 inch, and I've been told there's no way in hell you're getting that in there. There's just not the clearance for it. So my decision now is, when I'm at Repco picking up this alternator, do I then buy a 1/2 inch socket set and give it a go myself, which I'm leaning towards, Worst case is if I get this thing pulled apart and I can't get that bolt out, I then have a car that's completely not drivable, and I'm paying for a tow truck to get it to a mechanic. So I think I'm going to have a go at doing it myself. Wish me luck. I have done plenty of alternators before. They're not a hard job, it's just literally the access on these 200 series is the engine's so big and crammed in that everything is in the way. There's only one possible way to get it out through the wheel well. Anyway, we'll see how we go. But that's our story. At the moment, I've got my solar panel hooked up to the battery to try and throw a little bit of amps into it. When I checked it this morning, it had settled around 11.4 volts, so she's dead flat. But anyway, we'll keep that on it. It's in the shade again now, so I'm going to have to move it. And yeah, chicken's adding to the power for me. But best case scenario, I guess, even if we can't get some groceries, we do have chickens, so we could have roast chook for dinner. Alright, so we're about to drive down and pick up this alternator from Repco. Wish us luck. We've jerry-rigged a PWM solar controller and run our solar extension up the roof. And screwed down our solar blanket to try and pump a little bit of charge in while we're driving. And I've got a fully charged second battery which I've disconnected, so now the car's only going to be running what it absolutely needs to. And I've had some jumper leads on here for 20 minutes or so just to try and equalise them batteries and take a bit of charge out of the fully charged lithium and put it in that one. So hopefully that's going to give us enough to poke downtown, get a few groceries so we don't have to kill a chicken, get an alternator all without turning the car off, and then get back home to fix it. So we've secured a new alternator. It is an upgraded one, which is what they had in stock, but that's a win. So now it's 150 amps instead of 130. So, you know, it's now an upgrade, not just a replacement. Makes it worth more. Yeah, so the car with a jerry-rigged solar panel got us downtown. Meant that I could pick up the alternator, get a 1/4 inch socket set, and do the grocery shopping. So we've got food now, so that's a win. So it's 12:30, midday, just after midday. I'm about to start, and let's see how long this takes me. So first step was pull this guard off to gain access into here. Disconnect the battery so we're not going to get any sparks when I start pulling leads off the alternator. Got to pull this intercooler cover off. I'm going to take the intake piping off there and the top of the air cleaner. I do have some extra hoses there from the dual fuel filter, the extra fuel filter and the catch can setup. But yeah, that's a start. Then I have to take this wheel off to gain access in there. You can see I've already pulled that splash guard off. Because I've got the BP51 suspension, I'm going to have to get rid of that holding bracket for the remote res. And that's the alternator in there. So there's 5 bolts on it. First step's to get up on the top, loosen the tensioner off and take the serpentine belt off. Once the belt's off the alternator, then it's just unplug 2 plugs, pull out 5 bolts, throw the new one on. Sounds super simple, doesn't it? But 2 of the bolts are in terrible places to get to, so it's going to be loosening the intercooler, pulling all that off to be able to get in, and hopefully I can get enough bite on a 1/2 inch socket, or I'll have to try and reduce something down. I did buy some reducers and extensions and things, so hopefully I can step down a 1/2 inch to a 1/4 inch and get a bit more purchase on it. But anyway, 12:30, let's see if I get this done and how long it takes me. Well, out with the old and in with the new. Yeah, it's all running, driving, charging, doing everything it should, so pretty successful day really. Was an absolute biatch of a job. The bolts were in terrible spots and I was struggling getting them out, broke my wobble bit, and then had a friendly caravanning neighbour Matt come over and say, "Hey, what are you doing?" And basically cried on his shoulder, and he went and got his tools and come and helped, and we both bolted over, and can't thank him enough. Now he's actually heading to Lake Argyle tomorrow as well, so we'll catch up with him there, and hopefully we've made some friends there, and all over fixing my nugget of a car. So thanks, Matt. Okay, we've left Catherine. Didn't get to do much in Catherine again. I think we're cursed in Catherine.
Yes.
Last time we were there, Jess had a hospital visit, so we didn't get to do anything, and then we thought we'd make up for it when we got back to Catherine. Got back to Catherine and spent all day without a car that was pulled apart, and while I changed the alternator out, so still couldn't do anything in Catherine. But anyway, we've fixed the alternator, we've put the new one in, and we can confirm that we've done a couple of hours of driving this morning and it is charging and everything's sweet. So that's rectified. Hasn't fixed our four-wheel drive issue, so we've still got to look into that. So yeah, that's unrelated. But anyway, we're driving. Four-wheel drive's just a luxury. We don't need that at this stage. So yeah, we're heading towards Lake Argyle. We're going to cross the WA border in about 300 k's, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is the first time that I've been in WA. The first time the kids have been in WA.
Yeah.
First time Jess has been in WA. So there you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty excited to get into WA. We're not excited about the border crossing. Everything else has been really laid back and haven't even been checked. The one into WA is very strict. Can't take fruit, can't take veggies, can't take soil, can't take honey, can't take nuts, there's all sorts of things that you can't have, and they will ransack your car and van, go through all your cupboards, check under your lounge, go through your fridge. So
we'll see how we go. Well, I've done everything, I've pulled everything out.
Yeah,
so
I'm hoping they can tell we're not, you know, we're pretty honest sort of people, and they might go a bit easy on us and we don't get a cavity search, but we'll see how we go. Not real keen about people going right through our stuff, but it is what it is. We'll see what it's like and we'll report back once we've had that done.
Yep. across the border. Woo! So have to have a look. I think we'd probably be the furthest away from home to date. Yeah, but I'll have to look it up and double check.
Yep, first time for all of us in WA. So that's pretty cool. Quarantine was good. Just they were good about it. Just had to show them in all the fridges, crispers, and all the pantry cupboards. So yeah, and it is a little bit of an honesty system, I guess, if they didn't sort of go to too much extreme checking under beds and pulling the caravan apart. So I'm happy about that. But
yeah,
we're pretty honest with everything anyway, which you should be. You got no advantages of bringing that sort of stuff over here. So yeah. Anyway, we're through that. That was relatively pain-free and pretty quick. There was no line-up or anything.
Yeah, it was good. That's very
I think we're about 40-ish k's from Lake Argyle.
Yeah.
We'll head there and get set up, but yeah, just show you out the front here. It's a beautiful drive.
Lots of mountains.
Super nice drive through there.
Yeah, it's different, isn't it?
Just rolling up to pick up our barbecue boat for the day. So, got a half day hire on a big pontoon barbecue boat. An esky for all our drinks and that sort of thing.
Taking the early one, so the 8 o'clock time slot. You can do an 8 o'clock or a 1 o'clock time slot. We thought we'd take the 8 o'clock one so it's not as too hot. And we've packed breakfast. So we haven't eaten breakfast yet. So
Gonna cook some brekkie on the boat.
yeah,
Bacon and eggs, all of that.
Have a bit of a fish and see if we can't catch a big catfish, which apparently there's heaps in there, and I'll flick some banks and see if I can catch a barra.
yeah. And then we can also swim as well. So we'll find a spot a bit later as well and
Have all the
swim.
Yeah, no drone footage because we crashed the drone yesterday, so
Yes.
won't be getting any of that.
Diamond stuck in a rock.
It got stuck
In
in a
the
rock,
rock.
didn't it? Yeah. Yeah, so we met some people
At Catherine
Catherine.
Yeah.
So Matt and Em, they're gonna come along with their two kids. So Ben and Alice, they're similar age to
Ages.
Riley and Ken, so it'll be a good bit of entertainment or a bit of fun for them.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we're gonna get on there, have a bit of fun. Don't know how much we'll film. Don't sort of like putting people on videos if they don't want to be on there, so we'll just see what we can film and we'll show you.
Yep.
Let me see it.
Just take it slowly. Hold on, Ken. Hold on.
Stop.
Riley, let Kenzie do it, please.
Oh, it's fighting like a catfish. I can barely.
You're right. Don't you go overboard.
Done right around this boy. Can you hop out of the way so I can go out here and get him?
Yes.
Giving you a good fight.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Back this way.
I went too deep.
No, you're right.
Oh my. No, that's what they are. They like. I know.
Got the most expensive rods ever, and it's always the $30 Kmart rod that catches every time. Big stingray.
Here it is.
There's a catfish.
It is huge. Oh, I would say he's pretty huge. He's really cute. Keep lining him in. Wow, he's precious.
That is big. Wait,
Well
really?
done, Kens.
Put your barrel over.
Yeah, that's some line.
That's a fish.
Look at him.
So, these are like our
Hold on.
fish at home. So that fin and the top one have poison in them. We should have had a net really, so I didn't realise how high off the water the boat was.
He's going over the wall.
Just take your time with it, it's not going to go anywhere, you're in the middle of nowhere.
I can see it. Just got a glimpse of it. Hold on, Callie.
I can see his tail. Come on. Come on.
No, the catfish.
Same one? Maybe. Fine, you can go here. Oh no, I lost him!
Oh, you have
yeah.
too. He's come off. He's come off.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice and easy. Yeah, they'll do that. Any fish will do that. Try just pulling your rod up.
Oh, yep, here he is.
Find him.
Bring him around the front if you can, Riley.
That is again.
Dad will try and get him around the side.
Get out of the water. That is a catfish again.
There's
Yeah,
one.
Ken. Have your
Kenzie's hook that she lost earlier. And there's the one on
That's
Riley's.
the one I was gonna catch.
He must be hungry.
I wanna see. Come back here, buddy.
It's getting very hot.
No, now he's off.
Oh, yeah.
I saw him get off.
No, I missed
What was
it.
he doing?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, off you go. You gonna go down the ladder or just jump? Riley, you need your rashy.
Oh, I'm not going past that one.
Yeah. See? Is she right?
Mum, wait for me.
Wasn't that noodle for you?
Mum, ready?
Ready, Mum?
Yep.
You're right.
Okay, go.
I get to
I was because I'm down and I'm like,
Zach, give me my food. I said I had it.
arms, right?
Let him settle down. Settle down. Okay, just keep whining. Whenever he pulls really hard, I let him settle. I don't see him yet, but I got him. I got him. Yeah. Is that good? I think I saw him. Yeah, there he is. He's the same flipping thing. It's what? Looks like the same one.
Yeah, it's a
didn't sit something.
The pie.
Another big one.
Flies are here.
That's it. Let him bring him up.
Oh. But I'm still fishing. Yeah. Can't you use a different one?
You got beaten to him.
All right. Good job, buddy.
Alright, you want another photo, Ben?
Yes.
Which one's Gary?
Which one?
Another photo. Wow.
They're all Gary.
Can't both be Gary.
This one.
Dad's got this one. Oh, Dad got one now.
Yeah.
That's from in that one.
Oh, when we get a big bite.
No, Dad's a good one. Daddy, you got one now.
Why is the boat spinning?
Catfish.
Oh, yeah.
We're still hooked up though. What is he? Biggie. Oh, Nivy.
Here's a catfish.
It's funny. That's a bait bucket, Dad.
Feels like it could have a bit of weight.
This one's
There's no hook in that.
Look for the line.
You should have your camera now filming him being caught.
What is it? I can't see
Yeah.
it. Huh?
It's going.
It could be the head one, I think.
Surely on the last cast. Isn't it?
I think I saw him. Keep winding.
Keep winding up.
See it?
No.
Have you given the camera to Kenzie?
Yes. Ready? Yeah. Where's stinks?
Don't you fall in, Callie.
I'll let him paddle now.
There you go. It's not going to catch me.
I don't find him yet. There you go. What they scared for you?
Benjamin.
Nothing.
Here he comes.
Time's
I can
coming.
see
Here
him.
he is. It's catfish.
It's big. I see him.
He is big.
It's a catfish.
Watch out. Grippers.
Glimmers.
Good filming, Ken.
He's a big fat one.
He's a big fat one, Daddy.
Now look at that one out.
Yeah, because I'm about to lose
Is that not Gary?
It is Gary. No, he's not.
Gary's dad, Alan.
Whoa.
Look at the size of him.
That's the biggest for the day.
how was the barbecue boat, guys?
Good. It was awesome. We went out there. I was starting to get very nervous because we were going by ourselves until we had our friends on there with us. We caught that many fish.
What sort of fish did we catch?
We caught at least 8 catfish. Oh, definitely more.
At least 8. You probably caught 8. I think we caught over 30 for the boat.
Yeah.
A tiny one about that size. Now I caught an archer fish.
Yeah. And what else did we do? Did we do some swimming?
Yep, we jumped off a big rock.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a really good experience. We hired it for 4 hours, and we actually ended up ringing them while we were out to see if it had been booked for the lunchtime slot because we wanted to stay out longer. But unfortunately, it had already been booked, so we had to come back. So yes, 8 hours does sound like we're at a big time on the water, and a long time. But
4 hours went really
quick. It's not hot out there at all. It wasn't for us. We're up here at the hottest time of the year, and yeah, it for some reason just wasn't hot on the water. It was all shaded with the awning, with the roof over it, and yeah. So I would definitely recommend. Well, we all would recommend a full day on the boat for sure. The kids were pretty disappointed when we told them we had to come back.
Make sure you take some fishing rods for the kids, and we just used some prawns on it. So yeah, just some bait prawns, and we were getting 2 at a time, double hookups all the time, and yeah, I reckon we probably caught over 30 fish or 30 catfish
Yeah.
for the trip. And we're only out there for 4 hours, and we probably only fished for a bit over 2 of that sort of thing. But yeah, cooked up a nice breakfast, floated around, saw some little wallabies, jumped off a big rock. Perfect day, really.
Yeah, it was a really good day.
I caught the first fish.
Did catch the
My
first fish.
little lucky boy.
Yep. So yeah, definitely recommend Lake Argyle cruises. Easy to book online, and yeah, you do need to get in quick though because it does book out pretty quick. So yeah.
One night in the motel room, eyes cast like steel. I drank the wine they had left on my table. I know the morning was too far, and just like firewood I burned up, just like firewood. You find